At Cincinnati, it's the Cincinnati Reds taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. In the bottom of the second inning, the Reds will get on the board first. Bill Doran here with the ground ball base hit through the left side. Coming in to score will be Todd Benzinger on a close play at the plate. He is in there, and the Reds take a 1-0 lead. Going now to the top of the third inning, it's Jim Lindeman here reaching out and poking it just over the head of Chris Sabo. Mickey Morandini and Ricky Jordan come in to score on the play, and the Phillies lead it 2-1. The very next batter, Von Hayes, drills a shot down the right field line. It will go into the right field corner. Dale Murphy scores, and Jim Lindeman will come home to score all the way from first base. Von Hayes winds up on third base with the throw home. A double, 2 runs batted in, and the Phillies lead it 4-1. Still in the top of the third inning, Chris Hammond here will help himself. He saves a run by making a nice stop. He throws home, gets Von Hayes at the plate, but the Phillies still lead it 4-1. And it would remain that way all through the night. As this baby can tell you, it was a very boring game. Roger McDowell pitches 2 innings in relief to get his third save. The Phillies win it 4-1. The winner DeJesus 2-2. The loser Chris Hammond 3-5.
Evening in Atlanta, a hot air balloon flies overhead as the Braves host the Montreal Expos. The Expos were leading 1-0 in the bottom of the third inning when Terry Pendleton lined a double to left center field that scored Rafael Belliard and Pete Smith and gave the Braves a 2-1 lead. It was 3-1 when Brian Hunter came to the plate to lead off the bottom of the fourth inning, and he hit the first pitch of that half inning to left center field, a solo home run, his second home run of the season, and that made the score 4-1 Atlanta. Then in the top of the fifth inning, Montreal came back. Delino DeShields hit a double to right center field that will score Spike Owen and Larry Walker, making it 4-3. DeShields is then thrown out, trying to stretch that into a triple. Still in the top of the fifth inning, Montreal ties the game up as Ivan Calderon hits a ground ball to Jeff Blauser. Blauser commits an error on the play, and Marquise Grissom comes in to score, making the score 4-4 in the fifth. The Braves took a 5-4 lead on an error, but here's a funnier error. In the top of the seventh inning, Leo Mazzoni, the pitching coach for the Braves, comes out accidentally for the second time in the inning. They have to take Berenguer out of the game when they didn't intend to. Now in the bottom of the seventh inning, Dave Justice hits a triple to right field that scores Smith and Smoltz, making the score 7-4 Atlanta. The Braves survived a 2-run rally for the Expos in the top of the ninth inning, thanks in part to a great play by Jeff Blauser, the second baseman, on this pop fly by Ivan Calderon. The final was 7-6 Atlanta. The winner Stanton is 2-0. The loser Burke is 3-3. Merker gets his fourth save.
North side of Chicago on Saturday afternoon, the Chicago Cubs hosting the Los Angeles Dodgers. We start in the top of the first inning. Cal Daniels belts a 2-run home run to left field, his 5th home run of the year. RBIs number 28 and 29 for Daniels, and the Dodgers led 2-0. Then later in the top of the first inning, Lenny Harris lines a single to right center field, scoring Stan Javier from second base. RBI number 10 for Harris, and the Dodgers led 3-0 after 1 inning. But in the bottom of the fourth inning, Mark Grace hits a single to center field, scoring Ced Landrum, and this made the score 3-1 Los Angeles. Then in the top of the fifth inning, a funny play. Juan Samuel's foul ball hits the mask of catcher Rick Wilkins and then hits the mask of umpire Gary Darling. And here's Darryl Strawberry having a good time in the Dodger dugout, but he's still out with a left shoulder injury. Moving down to the bottom of the sixth inning, Andre Dawson at the plate. He lines a single to right field, scoring Mark Grace from third base. RBI number 31 for Dawson. George Bell goes over to third base, but he would not score in this inning. The Dodgers led 3-2 after 6 innings. Then in the bottom of the seventh inning, the Cubs score 2 runs to take the lead. Here pinch hitter Chico Walker hits a single to right field, scoring Rick Wilkins, tying the score 3-3. Then later in the bottom of the seventh inning, Mark Grace walks with the bases loaded on a 3-2 pitch. It scores Sean Dunson from third base, and the Cubs led 4-3. And this would prove to be the winning run. We move now to the top of the ninth inning. Dave Smith gets Mike Scioscia to fly out to right field for the final out. Doug DeCenzo makes the catch. The Cubs win 4-3. Chuck McElroy's the winner. He's 3-0. Kevin Gross, the loser. He's 3-5. Dave Smith gets his 14th save.
Tony La Russa and the A's are hosting the Boston Red Sox. In the bottom of the first inning, we'll see some great defense as Ricky Henderson lines the ball into right center field, and Steve Lyons, the Red Sox center fielder, makes a great diving catch. There was no score in the game at that time, and then we move on to the top of the second inning when Phil Plantier lines a single to center field that scores Tom Brunansky, making the score 1-0 Red Sox. That was his first RBI of the season, having just come up yesterday. Still in the top of the second inning with the bases loaded and nobody out, Tony Pena lines a single to right center field. This scores both Mike Greenwell and Carlos Quintana, making the score 3-0 Boston. In the bottom of the second inning with nobody on, Dave Henderson came to the plate, and Henderson hit a home run to left field. This solo shot was Henderson's 15th of the season. He leads the league in that department. So the score was 3-1 Boston, and that's how it stood after two. It remained 3-1 all the way until the top of the eighth inning, when Mike Greenwell increased that lead for the Red Sox. He hits a ground ball single through the right side that scores Steve Lyons, making it 4-1 Boston, and it was 5-1 before the inning was over. Roger Clemens allowed just 2 hits in 8 innings pitched. He struck out 5. Here in the bottom of the eighth inning, he strikes out Willie Wilson for the first out of the inning. Wade Boggs was 3 for 5 in the game, and he capped a 3-run ninth with a single that scored Jody Reed, making the score 8-1 Boston, and that turned out to be the final score.
Ball game as they are in town for the parade on Monday as the Yankees play host to the Texas Rangers. In the bottom of the first inning, it's Don Mattingly here with a long double to left center field. Roberto Kelly comes in to score, and he gives the Yankees a 1-0 lead. For Mattingly, RBI number 20. Later in the bottom of the first inning, it's Jesse Barfield coming to the plate with 2 men on. Rookie Mike Petkaizik, making his first Major League start, will serve up this meat sandwich to Jesse Barfield. He put it right on the platter. Jesse crushes it to left field. For Barfield, it's his 11th home run of the season. RBIs number 32, 33, and 34. And this gives the Yankees a 5-0 lead. Going now to the top of the third inning with the Yankees up 5-1. It's Ruben Sierra with the single to center field. Rafael Palmeiro will score, and this makes it a 5-2 ball game. In the top of the third inning, this time rookie Wade Taylor serves it up to Juan Gonzalez. Gonzalez crushes it into the Rangers bullpen for Gonzalez's 7th home run of the season, and it was a 5-4 ball game. With the Yankees up 6-4 in the bottom of the fifth, it's Mel Hall with this upper-deck job. For Mel, it's his 9th home run of the season, RBI number 31, and the Yankees led it 7-4. Then in the bottom of the sixth, it's the Yankees' 4th home run of the night. Sachs with 4 hits on the night. Sachs' 3rd home run of the night, and this made the score 8-4 Yankees. The Rangers would rally in the 9th inning, and with the Yankees leading at 10-6, Juan Gonzalez with his 3rd RBI makes it 10-7. Steve Farr comes in to close the door. The Yankees defeat the Rangers 10-7. Minnesota, Rod Carew taking in the action as the Minnesota Twins take on the Cleveland Indians. In the top of the second inning, it's Scott Erickson, the hottest pitcher in baseball. He has won 8 in a row. Here he gets Luis Medina looking on strikes. Both pitches with shutouts through 5.5 innings. But in the bottom of the 6th inning with Puckett on second base, Chili Davis here with a base hit off the first base bag. Kirby Puckett will come in to score. Chili Davis winds up on second base, and the Twins lead it 1-0. Here you see the ball hit off the bag and change directions, allowing Puckett to score. Chili Davis involved in another weird play in the 4th inning with this foul ball right back at the cameraman. It breaks the plexiglass and hits the top of the camera. Here you see the glass that's broken and the cameraman checking out the camera. Once again, it's Scott Erickson. Here he strikes out Chris James in the top of the 5th. Erickson would lose his shutout, but he goes 8 2/3 innings, gives up 8 hits, 1 run, and strikes out 7 for his 9th straight victory. Ken Herbeck here in the bottom of the 7th inning with an RBI single to right center field. Dan Gladden will come in to score, and the Twins had a 2-0 lead for Herbeck, his 23rd RBI. Then in the 9th inning with 2 outs, 3 straight Cleveland hits. Turner Ward here with a bloop RBI single just in front of Kirby Puckett. This made the score 2-1. Rick Aguilera would come in and close the door with the bases loaded. Mark Lewis flies out to Shane Mack to end the ball game. Minnesota wins it 2-1 for their 7th straight victory. The winner Erickson is 9-2. The loser Nagy 2-6. Aguilera gets his 15th save.
City, Hal McRae and the Royals are hosting the Chicago White Sox. In the bottom of the first inning, the Royals took the early lead as Mike McFarland hit a ground ball single. That's a nice play by Robin Ventura, but he throws the ball away. It's an RBI single by McFarland that scores Brian McRae, making the score 1-0 Royals. Then in the top of the third inning, Dan Pasqua hits a single to right field. That scores Ozzie Guillen and Robin Ventura, making the score 2-1 White Sox. Carlton Fisk followed that up with a 3-run home run. This is his third home run of the season, and it gives him 21 RBIs. Frank Thomas and Dan Pasqua come in to score, making the score 5-1 White Sox, and that's how it stood in the third. In the top of the fourth inning, the White Sox increased that lead as Tim Raines hit a triple to the right center field wall. Cora and Guillen come in to score, and that made the score 7-1 Chicago. In the bottom of the fourth inning, Kansas City got one back as Mike McFarland hit a solo home run to left field. This is his sixth home run of the season. It gives him 18 RBIs for the year, and it cuts the lead down to 7-2. But in the top of the fifth inning, the White Sox scored 3 runs, and this triple by Lance Johnson made the score 9-2 Chicago as Sammy Sosa comes in to score. The White Sox led 11-5 after 6 innings of play. Now we move to the bottom of the seventh inning, where George Brett will pick up his third and fourth RBI of the game. Here he drives a double to right field. That scores McRae and Thurman, making the score 11-7 White Sox. Tim Raines also had 4 RBIs in this game, and here in the top of the ninth inning, he makes the score 13-7 Chicago as he hits a double to left center field that scores Johnson and Cora off camera. The final score was 14-7 Chicago. The winning pitcher was Hibbert. He's 4-4. The loser was Gordon. He's also 4-4.